The glass doors of the downtown bank slide open into air that smells like carpet cleaner and cold money, and before the woman can even reach the velvet rope, a security guard steps into her path and turns his body like a gate. She shifts left to find the line again, but his palm rises, flat and final. And the people behind her tighten their spacing, as if her presence might leak backward onto them. A man in cufflinks lets out a soft laugh that isn't quite hidden, and he says, "For the room to hear, they'll let anyone walk in," as if he's offering a public service. The next customer steps into the gap, she leaves, and the line seals shut with the smooth speed of a zipper closing. Above the tellers, the number screen glows a calm blue, and each chime moves the queue forward in tidy inches, the kind of progress that feels earned simply because it is granted. The woman is directed toward the chairs near the deposit slips. Not with force, but with the certainty of someone who expects compliance to be a reflex. The manager notices the detour and approaches at a measured pace, her blazer sharp, her smile thinner than her voice, asking for an appointment as if the word itself is a wall. She asks for identification next, then asks again, and the repeated asking gathers attention the way a raised flag gathers wind. People glance up from phones long enough to register the scene, then return to their screens with practiced relief, choosing the comfort of not being involved. A teenager by the entrance nudges his friend, grinning, and their shoulders shake in a silent laugh that feels louder than it should in a place this quiet. The guard remains angled toward the woman, not toward the exit, as if the real danger is not theft but refusal to stay small. The woman does not answer back, does not defend herself, and the room takes her silence as permission to fill in the blanks. She sits on the edge of a chair, tote on her lap, back straight, eyes lowered toward the floor tiles where sunlight makes pale rectangles that no one steps into. Her fingers slide once along the strap of the tote, tightening and releasing, a small rhythm that keeps her hands from becoming a question. At the counters, customers lean into the glass with confident voices, papers exchanged like tickets, stamps landing like approvals, and no one looks toward the chairs unless the manager's voice pulls them. The manager drifts back toward the rope, scanning for other problems, and the woman becomes part of the background the way a coat on a hook becomes part of a hallway. A man in a patterned tie complains about waiting, and the complaint is received as a normal sound, not a disruption. Someone's heel clicks impatiently, and the impatience seems to attach itself to the woman's existence even though she is not moved. The guard's jaw works as he repeats this way to nobody now, rehearsing authority as if repetition makes it truer. The woman's gaze lifts briefly to the security camera dome, the mirrored bubble holding a small distorted version of the room, then lowers again without expression. At the deposit slip table, an elderly man with a cane fumbles with the chained pen, his hand shaking as the paper curls and resists him. He tries to steady the slip with his wrist, but the cane shifts, and for a moment his balance looks negotiable. The line notices and does not break formation, because formation feels safer than kindness when people are being watched. The manager sees the wobble and lets her eyes slide away, deciding that help is not a policy today. The guard sees it too, but keeps his stance trained on the woman as if generosity might be a loophole she could use. The woman rises without announcing herself, steps to the table with a calm slowness, and presses two fingertips to the corner of the paper so it stays flat. When the pen slips, she guides it back into the man's grip with the lightest touch. Careful not to take over, careful not to turn assistance into spectacle. The cane tips a fraction, and she braces it with the side of her foot, a small invisible support that lasts only long enough to make the moment safe. The elderly man's mouth opens as if to thank her, but his eyes flick toward the guard, and he settles for a nod that carries the gratitude he doesn't dare display. The woman returns to her chair and sits again, tote on lap, posture unchanged, as if she never stood at all. The teenager laughs softly, and the laugh borrows courage from the room's silence. Two men in line exchange a look that says the same thing without words, but this is what happens when people don't know their place. The manager walks back over, her expression arranged, her tone low but audible, asking again what the woman is doing here, as if the chair itself is being borrowed illegally. She asks for the woman's name and does not offer hers, the imbalance of introductions matching the imbalance of permission. The woman reaches into her tote slowly, moving as if every sudden motion would be interpreted as guilt. She slides out a single envelope and holds it level with both hands, the way people hold something that matters enough not to crease. The manager does not take it right away, and the pause becomes a public demonstration, a small theater of suspicion performed for the waiting line. A man with a phone angles it slightly, tempted by the easy drama of humiliation, then lowers it when the scene refuses to become loud. The manager finally pinches the envelope between two fingers and holds it away from her body, the gesture saying contamination without saying the word. She pulls out the papers, scans the top line, and her face shifts at the edges as if the story she expected has misprinted itself. The guard leans in, trying to see, still confident that the paper will side with him. The manager reads again, more carefully, eyes moving faster now, and the room feels a change in pressure without understanding why. She clears her throat once, sharp enough to stop the whispering, near the entrance. She turns toward the teller station and speaks through the side opening. And the teller's hands pause mid-motion over a stack of forms as if time has been interrupted. The teller reads the header, then looks up directly at the woman. And the look is not friendly yet, but it is finally real. Behind the counters, a door marked Authorized Personnel opens, and a senior officer in a dark suit steps out, adjusting his cufflinks, drawn forward by the manager's sudden urgency. The manager hands him the papers with both hands. Now, no distance, no performance, and he reads with the focused calm of someone who recognizes official language. He lifts his eyes from the page and fixes them on the woman, and the entire lobby follows that gaze like iron filings finding a magnet. He walks across the carpet and says her name clearly. The kind of name call used for appointments in boardrooms, not for people being held aside. The woman stands, smooths the front of her coat once, and meets him at eye level without stepping forward or stepping back. He offers his hand and she takes it, brief and professional, and the handshake lands in the lobby like a stamp. The officer turns slightly so the manager and guard can see the header, and he speaks in a calm voice about a compliance review scheduled today and a formal complaint already filed. The manager's smile breaks, then tries to rebuild itself too quickly, and everyone can see the glue. The guard takes a half step back, not ordered, not guided, simply moved by the sudden fear of being wrong in public. In the line, the man in cufflinks stares down at the floor tiles as if the tiles might hide him, and the woman with the leather portfolio begins flipping pages she isn't reading. The teenager pushes his earbud back in and turns his shoulders toward the exit, trying to leave without the room noticing him leave. The officer gestures toward the private offices behind frosted glass, and the manager rushes ahead to open the door, politeness pouring out of her too late. The woman follows at the officer's pace, not the manager's, passing through the space that had rejected her as if rejection is just an error that time corrects. She does not look at the line, does not search for faces, does not collect payment from anyone's discomfort. The lobby quiets in a new way, the quiet of people realizing their judgment has been witnessed to. The guard remains by the rope staring at the entrance, hands hovering near his belt, suddenly unsure which kinds of people the room is allowed to dismiss.